One of the biggest questions I get from clients is about property taxes here in Chicago. And I'll be honest, they can be confusing. If you're planning to buy here, you've probably already heard that Chicago has higher property taxes than many other cities. But the truth is, it varies a lot depending on the neighborhood and sometimes even block to block. So today, let's break down in plain English so you know what to expect before you buy. Number one, how property taxes work in Chicago. Let's start with the basics. Here in Cook County, property taxes are based on something called your assessed value. That's the value the county assigns to your home, not necessarily the same as the price you paid for it. Cook County reassesses property values every 3 years. That means if you buy in a neighborhood that's recently gone through a reassessment, your tax bill could reflect those updated values pretty quickly. Once your property is assessed, your tax bill is calculated by multiplying that value by your local tax rate. And here's where it gets interesting. The tax rate depends on where you live. Each neighborhood, and really each taxing district, sets rates based on the services they provide, like schools, parks, libraries. So two houses in the same market value, just a mile apart, can have noticeably different property tax bills because they fall into different taxing districts. The citywide average in 2025. Now let's talk numbers. As of 2025, the average effective property tax rate in Chicago is about 2.1% of a home's value. That's higher than the national average, which hovers close to 1%, but it's actually a bit lower than what some nearby suburbs pay. So while taxes are definitely something to budget for, they aren't the very highest in Illinois. Some suburbs, like Oak Park or Evanston, can actually be more expensive when it comes to property taxes. Neighborhood examples. Let me give you a few real-world examples to put this into perspective. In Lincoln Park or Lakeview, if you're looking at a $700,000 single-family home, you might see annual property taxes in the ballpark of $14,000 to $15,000 per year. In the West Loop, where condos are more common, $500,000 might come with a tax bill of $9,000 to $10,500 annually. On the South Side, where values tend to be a bit lower, a $250,000 home could have taxes around $4,500 to $5,500 a year. And if you hop just outside the city limits to near suburbs like Oak Park or Evanston, it's not unusual to see effective rates closer to 2.5% or more. So that same $500,000 home could end up costing $12,500 to $13,000 in annual taxes. What this means is that the property tax bill on a home isn't just about the price you pay on a property, but it's also where you buy it. So why the difference? So why such a big difference from one area to another? It comes down to how the local services are funded. Every community pays for things like public schools, park districts, libraries, city or village services. And depending on how much funding those services need or how much revenue the area brings in from other sources, the property tax rates adjust accordingly. That's why moving just a few blocks or crossing into a different suburb can change your annual tax bill by thousands of dollars. It's one of those details buyers often overlook until they're holding the bill. So what should buyers do? If you're buying in Chicago, when I work with clients, I always pull the current tax bill for any home they're considering. That way, you're not working off estimates, you're seeing the actual number. It's also smart to look at the reassessment cycle. If an area has recently reassessed, the current tax bill is probably a good reflection of what you'll pay. If reassessment is coming up soon, though, it's possible your taxes could increase. The key is to build property taxes into your monthly budget right from the start. If your mortgage payment feels comfortable but you haven't factored in taxes, you could be in for a surprise later. My job is to make sure that doesn't happen. At the end of the day, property taxes are just part of living in Chicago, and while they can feel steep, they're also what funds the schools, parks, and city services that make the city so vibrant. The good news is that with the right planning, you can find a neighborhood that balances the tax bill and the lifestyle you want. I'm Rosen with Keller Williams in Chicago, and I'd be happy to help you navigate property taxes and all the other moving parts of buying a home, so you can make the best choice for your budget and your future.